Yeah, hi, welcome to the vinyl masterclass with Shaleen. I'm a good friend. My name is Mike. I'm also DJing since 16 years now. My artist name is Someone Outside. And yeah, she asked me to come with her to support it a bit. Yeah, and in the next 60 minutes, we are talking about vinyl and how you play vinyls. Yeah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Shaleen. I'm a musician since several years, I think 6 years actually. And yeah, my love is actually for vinyl. Like I started to play digital, but at one point I decided to go analog. And yes, so today we're gonna talk about it a little bit. Like yeah. First of all, why I think it's very important still nowadays to keep on like pressing records, buying records, and playing records, and then also like how it's working. Yeah. If any like questions coming up, feel free to jump in, and yeah.
Yeah, what's the first important point about playing vinyls? What do you think?
I think like for me it's like kind of going back to the roots. Like it all started with records, with vinyl, and for me also like for techno music, the history is very important. I love the warmth of analog sounds. Yeah, so this is like for me also the like quality wise the nicest medium.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty rare, especially when we're talking about the digitalization, that most of the people are starting in the digital, playing music or DJing, and going back to the roots, as you said, it's very important. So I really love starting to play vinyl as I was 17, 16 years ago. Oh my God, I really loved it, and also the sound quality is so much better and. In compared to digital, and yeah, you can feel what you're doing really, and that's really nice.
Yeah, you say something like as also like for me digging, like finding new music. If I like buy records, it has a different approach than just have a digital file. Like for me, it has more words, and I'm willing to also pay that because I know also there was so much effort to press them, and you know, like yeah. I think also like for me, it's like a different thing if I have a file. I still love the music the same way for sure, but it's different if I have like a track on record or a digital file.
Do you guys have any experience with vinyl playing vinyls? Just raise your hand. Okay, not that much. Okay. Do you do DJing in a way already, or is it? Yeah. Okay. Like the mostly digital, or do you play with CDJs or any kind of virtual? Okay, cool. So you basically know what's behind the idea of playing vinyl, like the construct of how beats are placed and what you have to know about the rhythm based. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Then it's not that difficult to. The most important thing is that you that you find a start point on vinyl. I think it's you can show that in practical wise. Yeah, there's a start point. Like Shaleen found some very basic vinyl tracks where we start with the kick drum.
I'll play it loud
so you can hear the first kick drum same as CDJs or anything else related to that. And the difficult part about the vinyls or playing with vinyls is that you have to find the BPM, the tempo, and yeah, afterwards you have to get a feeling for that, and of course, on CDJs it's much more easier to play it or to play transitions inside the music. Yeah, and on vinyl you have to find a feeling for that.
Yeah, actually, it's all about beat matching, right? Like CDJs, show the BPM on the screen, and for records, it's just you have to learn which record is faster than the other one, and how do I adjust it the best way, and that's all actually about playing records. Mostly. Yeah. So I will just show you how I'm doing it, and I'll put it loud so you can hear it. I think that's the best way to show it, right?
Cool. Let's go.
Okay, so this one is running now, and then I'm trying to get the other record in the same I want to have it as fast as this record, so I'm here going to find the first kick drum to be sure that it's in the right place in case of rhythm, it's 4/4. So I'm here going to search the first one. I have it here.
Find the speed on top.
I really have to think how to explain it. It's very hard to explain what you're actually doing. But yeah, I'm adjusting. I'm all the time adjusting the other record to the first one, and then for sure, I do changes in bass drum change and hi-hats and mids, and I'm trying to do that in the best moment, and I'm all the time trying to catch the other record or make it run exactly as fast on the BPM than the other one. That's basically it, I guess. And there will always be with vinyl, it's always there are these little transitions that you can hear when it's running out. You were just hearing it, and then it's a little bit kind of a mess. It's going off a little, but you're trying to catch it again, you know? And this is for me the most beautiful thing actually in playing vinyl, when I have the feeling like, okay, it's running out a little bit, but then I get it back. You know, also to listen to other DJs playing records, it's for me like really satisfying feeling when like it goes slightly off and then it comes back actually.
Yeah, I think it's also very important that you know your vinyls very well when you start playing in a club with it. Otherwise, it can get weird and really off if you don't know it. Where you start doing the transitions and everything. I also had a lot of experience in clubs with playing something off, also combined with digital CDJs and vinyls, which is a bit more easy, but or even not actually, depends. But yeah, playing vinyl, you really have to know what you're doing there. And as Shaleen said, the very important thing is where the transition is going to. That you always have to be aware which BPM you have to play, or like that you really hear what kind of BPM you have.
Yeah, I think for sure it's important to know your records, but like once you know, like your ear knows what's faster and like which way it has to go, like this is less BPM and this is more, you can actually like play all records. Like yes.
Yeah, my question is, since you had mentioned once you know which one is faster or
Yes.
slower, and can you speak a bit about your learning process to understand?
Yeah, for sure. Like it's like doing it as often as you can, actually. Like for me, there was one moment where my ear understood that. But before, like you're really like trying and trying and trying, and for me, it was really like one like moment when your brain is, aha, yeah, this one is faster and this one is slower. But it's practice. It's like doing it all the time. And like at the beginning, I thought I would never like make it. I was just like, it's just impossible. But it wasn't even like a super long process. It's just like doing it all over again. And then your brain, like from one point to another, is just like, oh yeah, it has to go this way and that way. Yeah, that was for me. I don't know how it was for you.
Yeah, in the beginning it was very hard to understand how beat matching is working with vinyls. It took me like 1 year or 1.5 to really that I understood the concept of playing vinyls, how to interact with the vinyl players, how with the beat matching and everything, even just a slight movement can change really a lot, and you have to be aware of that you really be really sensitive about what you're doing there.
Yeah, it's also like there are very like different ways of playing records. Like I like to touch the record actually and like slide it a little bit forward. It's not the best way, to be honest. The best way is maybe to like work a little bit more with the pitch. Like I like to put it where I want it, and then I'm like, sorry. Then I'm like adjusting it with the pitch. But the safest way is like what I learned from like people, you know, who I really admire and like really big DJs who play only vinyl. That I learned it's better to go with the pitch more. Like it's safer because like for sure playing records is never safe. It can always jump and stuff. And in the club is like it's cool and it's super fun, but it can also be very hard, like to be honest. Yeah, but yeah, there are like different ways, and I think it's like everybody has their own way to go for it and to play, you know. And I really love to like bring it where I want it, you know, like this, and be very precise about it. But yeah, like there are different ways to, yeah, go where you want to be, like, actually, yes.
Any other questions?
Yeah. So, as you said, there's a lot of risk involved when you're playing the records. And how do you deal when you're playing at a venue and you like just completely fuck it up? like what's your like safe, like just way to save it basically to bring it back to to normal, you know, because obviously you can't just take off the needle. You know?
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, like I've been to places where it didn't work and I couldn't do anything about it. And then I always have two sticks with me, actually. Always in my, like, where I have my headphones. And there are like vinyl only DJs who are like very like strict about it and who don't play if it doesn't work. And I really appreciate that. But if I like travel for like, I don't know, 6 hours to a place and then I'm there and it doesn't work and I see it doesn't work, I'm just switching to digital because then I'm just like, okay, I'm here anyways, and people want to like see me playing and listen to music. And I also want to play. So yeah, I'm not super strict about it. Like I'm trying to make everything work, and sound check is the most important thing when playing records. Like go to the club before and like check if everything is right and solved. And yeah, afterwards you're like less stressed. And yeah, mostly if like the sound check is nice, it works, and if it doesn't, I mostly see it right away, and then I'm switching to digital, and then I'm playing digital. Yes.
I also think that sometimes it's completely out of your hand. As Shaleen said, sometimes it's just not working, and better be prepared about like switching. And I also played a lot of in clubs where the vinyls are not didn't work out. So I had to do it in digital. And yeah, but basically when it's working and you're still playing and something is working not anymore during your set, then it's also important to have a plan B.
Yeah. Yeah. Any more questions? Like, anybody wants to know anything? If not, I will just play it. Oh yeah, there. Yeah, for sure. I know my records where I know what I'm taking, and I do the selection before every gig, and I've played them all together, so I know that the range fits. I know what you're saying. Like I've had the same problem, so I know this record doesn't fit in. If I want to play, for example, like 147 BPM, and there's a record that's not that fast, it doesn't go that fast. So I know, okay, I'm not taking it, I really like select it well before. And I have my selection at home where I like also have it in BPM, like I have boxes that I know these fit together, and I think it's very important to be very organized about it, because you also don't have a lot of time, like if you try and then it's like, okay, that doesn't work, and then you try another one and then it's like, okay, that doesn't work, but the third one then has to work because like you can't loop or anything, so yeah.
Also, I think checking checking vinyls or digging into music with playing vinyls is the something where it's the most effort you have to put in compared to record box or something digital where you can try out everything on your computer. It's super simple basically, but on vinyl you really have to touch something to play it on a player. To hear what's going on, and it costs a lot of time, yeah, but it's worth it, totally. It's totally worth it.
Yeah, it's like actually I love to touch it. Like I really love that you can touch it, like it's very physical. Like yeah, that's what I like on it. That's why I also produce with hardware, because I really love to yeah. Like also you can see, I don't know if you know that, like you can see I'm trying to show you here, but if like you can also come near, you know, like you can see the like reels where the breaks are and where the track ends. So yeah, these little parts, you know, and you can even like hear the record if it's off. Like, do you hear this now? Like it's coming just out of the needle, like this sound. And that's also very impressive for me. Like,
you can put the volume up a bit. You can put the volume up a bit so that they can hear it.
but and then if it's off, you know, you can this.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I know what you
what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your approach when you're preparing the set? Like, how do you make the track selection? Like, if you know, let's say you have a 2-hour set, like, how do you, like, what's your strategy behind it?
yeah, that depends where I play for sure, you know, like in which club I play, also which DJ plays before or after me. Like I'm really trying to think about it in a way. And yeah, like if I play 2 hours set, I take records for at least 3 hours to have like a range, you know. If I play a 5 hour set, I'm taking for 7 hours. It's a lot of like you have to carry like like really much. But I also love to like be able to like catch the atmosphere and go the way that I want to go and not be super like you are for sure always kind of limited because you don't have a folder of like 1,000 tracks. But yeah, like I'm really also trying to be true to myself, like the music that I am, you know, I'm like only playing things that I really love. But then, yeah, I'm trying to think where is it able to go. But I'm also taking like more, you know, that I think like, okay, maybe it's going that way or that way. And so I can adjust to the night, you know, like I'm not really planning what I play before.
But do you then like have a way how you label your vinyls when you have them in the box, for example? Like, do you put a sticker on it or like, I don't know?
No, actually, I know them pretty well. I'm very bad with names. Like, if somebody asks me for names, I have no clue, never. But I'm very good with pictures. So I know how the like for example, this one. You know, I know that. You know, and also like the what's the name? Let me show you. Yeah, if it looks like this, you know, like, or it doesn't even have to, but I really remember how it looks like, yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. How do you do it? You label it.
I label it. I label definitely, yeah. Do some colored dots. A friend of mine showed me that. That's very helpful. Also, where to start, where the first kick drum starts on the vinyl. Which color you take for the vinyl. It means if it's an ambient track or is it a breakbeat or is it techno, house, whatever. You can also do labeled with different color, and this is helping you visualizing your set. And yeah, during your set it can be very helpful because also during the set depends on the vibe. It can change. So you can make you can prepare a set in your head or what you want to play. But is it off? No. You can it can change when the vibe is completely different as you expected it. That you directly know, okay, what can I do? What changes can I do inside my set, and which tracks I have to I can put into the set.
Yeah, you also always have B-sides, you know, like you have the favorite track, but then there's like mostly like 3 tracks at least on a record. So I've also been in situations where just like, okay, let's try the other side. I've never played it before, and like I know it's cool, and then it's sometimes even giving a different vibe. Like you have you have many possibilities at the end. You just have to choose wisely what you take. But then it's also like you can start super fast and then slow it down, or different like other way around. Yeah, but like I think it's also like people are very different. Like I'm not super, like I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm not super organized in it, And Mike, for example, is super organized in it. Like, I'm more intuitive, and I'm just like, okay, I'm taking this and this and this, and then I'm just going away. But there are also different ways of,
Yeah, the approaching way is very, very spread wide. it's crazy how many different DJs are doing it in a different way. So there's no specific line where you say, okay, this is the way you have to go. It's just important who you are or how you interact with music, and if you are good in visualizing or intuition or anything else, and then you have to find your own way. And that's the important thing, actually, I think.
Yeah, any more questions? Or shall we play a little bit of music? What do you think? Okay, you.
Just going back to the beat matching process, aside from obviously a lot of practice, were there any tricks? Like, one friend said that they sometimes match on the hi-hats instead of the kick. Mm-hmm. Or are you doing it like where both are cued in your headphones, or do you have one headphone, one speaker?
Yeah, actually, I'm starting with having like one speaker and one headphone, like the new one I have on the headphone, and then I listen to what is playing now on the speaker. But before I like play it in, I check double and I put both on the headphone to see if it's really matching. I think it's very important to like try all the ways, like to be sure, okay, it's like where it has to be, and also not panic if it doesn't, like if it's in there and like it goes slightly off, it's fine. Like also it's very, for me, it really helped. I always remember, okay, this is a little bit slower, and then I don't, like I always go then and put it a little bit faster. And I really try to think which one is now slower, and even if it's slower, I put it in and I know I just have to adjust this a little bit faster, like turning a little bit and then going to the pitch and just like have this slight, like really like, like this, to just be like very fine tuning, like, not like to overdo anything. I think that's important with records as well.
Especially when you have some vinyls when there's no kick drum in the first place. I always skip to that place where the first kick drum is coming in to find a proper transition point, or also like beat matching the tracks, and then I can restart from the beginning, just see how the track is going and how they're interacting with each other. That's also one thing you can do for sure.
Yeah, that's also what I do. I like adjust them and then I start it over and then I play it in, so that I have like a smooth transition once like this track is like almost like, at, I don't know, has 1 or 2 minutes to go, and then I like start this new off, and then I know it's almost fixed because I fixed it before. And like I never tried it, but because I like my ear knows where like it has to go. But what I heard now from a friend who was like practicing, she told me she bought 2 records, the same ones, and like learned it that way. And I think it might be a very good tip. Like I never tried it, but to have like two of the same records and then like learn to adjust them. Maybe it's. She told me it's very good for training, actually. So yeah, maybe that helps as well.
I think the first weeks where I played vinyl were just 2 tracks the whole time. I just really, it fucked up completely. You can't hear it anymore, but it really helps getting to know how each sound and each part of the track's working, and so you get a better overview and your ears can adjust to the music by playing vinyl.
Yeah, and also I think it's important to have easy tracks. Like, really fall to the floor, like kind of kick drum at the beginning and like, not like go super experimental, like later on for sure. Also breakbeats are very nice to play, but I think for the beginning, it's the easiest way to just like, have the usual pattern, kind of.
Any other questions?
Also, due to this, if it comes to different beat patterns, is there like any approach to master these transitions, or is it also just practicing the next level of transitioning?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, I think like once your like brain understood that this is like faster than the other one, it's also with breakbeats easy, Like for me there was really this one point. Okay, I got it, and from there I could play everything, So yeah, I think it's I think it's practice, and once you understood, and then it's easy.
I also in the beginning, it's very important to just have 4 to the floor tracks that you really get to know that concept of interacting with vinyl, and after a while, then you can start with offbeats or breakbeat stuff. Try to find these transitions between different genres, also ambient and stuff like that. Which is then the next level. But it's difficult, definitely. But after a while, as Shaleen said, it's always the most important point. Your ears have to adjust the how it sounds, and then it's going by yourself after a while.
Yeah. Anything more? Yes.
How do you maintain the vinyls, and like what do you do so that they're always in a good condition?
Like for playing, this is one of the most important like gadgets. And I have this like cleaner, and I'm like every 2 weeks or something, I'm cleaning them, and for sure I'm trying to take care of them. Sometimes if I play it can get wild because I like then don't have the time to put them all together like in the shelves and stuff. But I'm really trying to take care, that they don't like fly away everywhere. And I'm cleaning them almost like every second week with like a special cleaner only for records, and then this microfaser. What's the name in English? I don't know. Yeah, this like what you also use to like clean, this tissues. Like that's actually all. You should like always take care that they don't get wet or anything. I remember Mike had that. Yeah, and they really like, once they get wet, it's very like dangerous for them, but yeah.
I fucked up some vinyls because I didn't took too much care about it in the beginning as I bought my first ones, and I was pretty pissed about my behavior about that, but it's very important that you have to clean everything after you played it, and just really put it directly back in the cover, and yeah, then your vinyl lasts long. That's important, I think.
Yeah. Any more things? No? Okay.
Yeah, so when it comes to the turntables itself, so these
Yeah.
are techniques, right?
Yeah, right.
How important is the quality of the player itself?
For sure, it's very important. Like
Most
the
important.
yes, there's like a motor in it, and I think it's very important to have like almost the same one. It doesn't have to be like exactly the same ones, but they have to like turn the same way. Like there are a few that like I would play on the techniques for sure. Like I have the same at home. The MK5 are also nice, and the Pioneer, the new ones are also great. Like to play. Like I like the techniques more. In my opinion, it's nicer. But
The engine inside, you can totally feel the difference. How the vinyl is moving, how you swipe slightly at the turntable, and it's hard to explain in a way if you didn't have the experience to play it. I can remember as I was younger, I bought the reloop turntables in the beginning, which was compared to the Technics horrible. Like you really had to move more into the track, into the vinyl, and yeah, it's very important, especially when you're playing in the club. If there's no like really high class turntable, it can fuck up the complete set.
yeah, definitely. And they have to be in a good condition for sure. It's also very important. Also, like how they are built up, also very important. Yeah. All good.
So I'm collecting also a lot of older vinyls at home.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not on the same loudness
Yes.
as the newer ones because they're mastered in a different way. How important is gain staging when you're playing vinyls in a club, and how do you make sure that you get to the right volume?
Yeah, it's very important. Actually, I have the same problem, but also I have like some of them, like out of the 90s, they're so loud and so much louder than nowadays. I'm just like, wow. And it's good to know that before. Like, I know that, for example, I can show you, I have it with me, I think. There's an UMEC record that I have. And this is always super loud. And I'm trying to think about it before. So I like put the gain a little bit less on that like channel. And also you see it like here on the channel before, you know, like for example, if I like, you have it here, and then when you play the other, you also have the gains. So I always try to also like visualize that and see if they're like almost the same loud, like.
So you then try to get into like that they're almost catching the red, like this, you know, like that they're getting to the red light, or do you a little bit under, or like
under, like I'm trying to not play in the reds, like yeah, club's gonna ask you also for that, and yeah, it's like it's not good because also the sound quality, you know, is not that good then anymore. So yeah, I'm trying really to stay out of the red, and sometimes it happens for sure, but then I'm trying to adjust it. Yeah. And like also you hear it, you know, if the new record comes in and it's so much louder, you just like put it a little bit less and then it's fine. Yeah.
Nothing to add, actually. It's already said. Yeah, true.
Yeah. I'm looking for that record. Yeah. It's actually one of my favorite records. any other actually, and it's like from the 90s, so I have no idea how they did this.
So I try my best. The first important point is what she's trying to do to gain the volume on each track in the same level, and you can, as she told you that she can visualize that on the mixer. That it's not going to the red, and that you have like a limit where you see that. Then in the started finding the first kick drum. Basically, it's completely built rhythm-wise on fourth to floor again, and when you find the first start point, then you can slowly adjust the BPM, the pitch. On vinyl, it's also very important that you just move it very, very slightly and not so intense. And if you hit the turntable too intensely, then the track completely stops. That's very important. So be very aware that you touch it very low. The vinyl up in the front. It's also very important. Always on the side or just here on the turntable side. Basically, two ways to adjust the vinyl. If you want to reduce the tempo, then you just can go on the side, and if you want to increase the tempo, then you can go in the middle. Time to find the right position or the right transition BPM, and you try it and try again, but if you know the tracks very well, then you can slowly bring the track in, reducing the highs, the mid, the lows a bit, and then you can slightly add everything in it. Then it's basically the transition by itself, switching the mids, the highs, the lows. I think that's a very good example how it's not working and how hard it is if you just touch the vinyl a bit too intensely, how it completely moves off and it's super hard to get the track back into the transition, and you have to be very aware of that.
Listen on one side, you know, and then don't have like really good monitoring. It's very hard to like get it back where it should be, you know. But still, like I think it's very important. Like it's gonna happen, and it also happens, you know. It happens in clubs. It happens like, but to just keep on going and don't like, be afraid.
Also, I think it always happens somewhere at some point. Even the DJs at Berghain are sometimes having a kind of offbeat, that they're bringing the volume down again, just retrying it. It's normal with vinyl, so if you start playing with it, don't be afraid that this can happen, because it will happen at some point. And as you can see, it also happens when you play a couple of years vinyls. It's just important that you continue the transition and trying it again. Yeah.
And also, like this one, for example, the other side is very, very hard to mix. You know, like I've had problems with the other side, like at House and Time in the club. You know, so that was like example how you don't do it actually. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Very different volume. Yeah, this is what we were talking about before.
I have another question.
Yes.
So obviously there's a new generation coming to the club, younger generation.
Yes.
Would you say like how important is it to them that someone is able to play vinyl, and like do you think they still appreciate the art of playing vinyl? People do that know about it.
I don't think so, but I think it's very still like very important to educate them, you know, and I think it's very, very important to always think about the history of everything and also like where it comes from, you know, and the roots are this. And I think it's very, very like important that also the younger generation knows that, you know, and it's also like it's like you should, like if you're playing, if you're making music, like it's very good approach that you are at least able to beat match, you know, and not only like put your stick there and you know, or like take a laptop, like, you know, like for sure there are so many different ways, and I don't say that these ways are bad, but I think it's good to like learn it all the way, you know, like start from here and then think, okay, where am I going, you know, or is it too difficult for me, or like, you know, like I don't want to carry that much and stuff, you know, but like to know how to beat match and yeah, I think that's very important also for the younger generation. Yes.
I think it would be really sad if the younger generation wouldn't appreciate it anymore, because techno is coming from vinyl. It was the first starting point playing in clubs with vinyl, even if the digital part is much more intense now. But we should, as Shaleen said, we should educate them for sure, that they know where techno is coming from and where DJing is coming from.
Yes. Any other things? Questions? Yes.
What's your approach when it comes to mixing records with vocals on it, where you have like the intro is very short, so you have a very short amount of time to mix?
Yeah.
Or you don't do it at all?
Oh yeah, I do. But I'm trying to adjust it before, you know, and like.
Then you go back to the
yes.
first kick?
Yes. And then I play it.
And then you mix really fast?
Yeah, yeah. Not like I did it now, like before, you know. And also, I'm then trying not to touch it, because like you will hear it, like you heard it with the record before, you know. Like also if there's synthesizers, for example, you know, like you hear. I can just show you what I mean.
Difference.
Yeah. And you don't, if you hear it a little bit, but not that much, you know. You can easily like better than go just with the pitch. Yeah.
As less harmonic parts you have in the track, even harder it is to mix it or hear the pitch difference. So it's basically very easy to mix or hear the pitch difference with tracks where a lot of vocals or a lot of harmonics and stuff. So yeah.
I think it's the other way around, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I think if it's very, very well structured, then it's
that you can hear the pitch,
easier.
how fast.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that's you're not supposed to hear that.
No.
So, yeah. Hi.
Is there just one room here?
Yes.
Eventually. Sorry.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. Yes.
One last question.
Yes.
More for you. Because you said you're really organized with labeling and so on.
Yeah.
I wanted to start doing this now as well, because my collection is getting bigger and bigger. Mixing in key, obviously not really possible when you play vinyl. But
It's possible, but it's hard.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you label stuff, it should be possible. Right?
If you know the key from the track, then yes, for sure. I don't do that because I trust my ears more. Also, when you switch inside your sets between tracks, as I said, how different the vibe is, it's better to have that not so much in your mind. It's just important, but where the starting point is from the vinyl and which genre it is. But yeah, basically you can do it for sure. But it's even more work to get into the keys from every track. I think in record books or in the digital way, it's even more easier because you directly see it. It's categorized. So yeah, that's the thing about the labeling.
Yeah, you'll have to find out.
Find out is the most important thing, yeah. Digging and trying out things, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're almost done also, right? Yeah. Any last questions? Anything you'd like to know? Or anybody would like to try? No? Okay. Yeah, then I would say thank you for being here, for listening. playing vinyl, like for real. Like go out with that, even if it doesn't work all the time. You know, it's like for me, it's also very like, you know, it's human to make mistakes, and I think we should all like you know, allow ourselves this as well. Yes.
I came from Spain. I passed the beginning with vinyl and transition to the digital
Yes.
And now in Berlin, a lot of other things like London, some clubs of Spain return to the vinyls.
Yeah.
Here, how many clubs can you touch it? Can you use it?
Almost every. Yes.
Wow.
For me to play is Tresor the best, like to play vinyl, because like I think I played my best sets there because everything is so soft, you know, like it's like down the cage, it's like a stone table kind of.
Near all the
Clubs.
from
Yes.
here use techniques.
Yes, yes,
Lovely.
yes. Yeah.
A little more in Spain, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can play vinyl almost everywhere here, which is nice. Yeah. Yeah.
One last question.
Yes.
So you said, sorry.
All good.
So if you said like you bring your records, but you also always have the alternative of playing on the CDJs.
Yes.
So when you like, what do you put on your rider? Like, do you put on your rider that you want to play vinyl first, and then you arrive, and then you're like, oh no, I don't want to do it. I want to play CDJ.
No, on my rider is like I even have a picture how I want to have it. Like I have the two turntables like this, you know, and then I always have 3 CDJs on it as well.
Okay.
Yes. So that everything is solved, and usually I go for vinyl. If it's only if it doesn't work at all, you know, like, and there's no way to fix it, then I'm going for CDJs. But yeah, I have on the rider that everything has to be there, and also like the way I want to have the setup, like the vinyl next to the mixer, and then like the CDJ is all around that I don't really care
Do you
where.
use the weight on the vinyl?
Actually, yeah, sometimes, but I don't like it so much, you know. But it's good if it like, you know, if you have the feeling that it's gonna be like a little bit jumpy. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for being here, and have a nice day. Thanks.
I think you had one
Oh.
question, right?
No? Okay. Cool.